Good afternoon on what is a bright, clear and mild day. It is Monday the 17th of January. I'm back in the Read Nook with some parcels, cat who's not ours, and a nice hot cup of tea. And I'm going to be delving into this package again, the one with the nice stamps, which means this is the package from Diogo Nogueira. And so far, let me see what I've pulled out. It is, let's have a look. What happens in a witch's hurt and what's around a campfire, screaming crate, a demon crater, and a couple of mini role-playing games, or basically a package. So essentially we have Sword Quest and its addendum. The next thing I shall pull out. See what else, if there's anything else in here, because is Lost in the Fantasy Wood, a micro RPG about being kids stuck in a fantasy world whilst wielding magical artifacts. So this is a micro role-playing game. So Lost in the Fantasy World is an adventure game where players assume the roles of kids in our world who have been magically transported to a fantasy world with magic and monsters. Now they must desperately try to get back home. But did they receive these amazing artifacts from a mysterious mentor? These make them very powerful, but force them to often choose between going home and staying to help the native people with their many plights. Now, straight up from that setting, okay, this is the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon role-playing game, or at least it's inspired by it. Now the author at Diogo Nogueira is Brazilian, and the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon is really popular in Brazil. It was a cartoon that a lot of the gamers and even non-gamers grew up with and knew well, to the point where I believe it was Renault, the French car manufacturer, actually did a marketing campaign involving the characters from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, racing away in this car, getting away from Venger, but it was done live action. And if you get a chance to see it, or should be online, it's absolutely fantastic. You just think, okay, if we wanted a Dungeons and Dragons movie, I know there's one coming, if we wanted a Dungeons and Dragons movie based upon the cartoon, that's what you wanted it to look like. Didn't necessarily need to have the Renault car, but it had to have everything else. I'm not kidding, it's really good. Anyway, so what we have is we've got the rules of the game in here. I'm basically look so this is just it. So okay, so when a situation arises in which the outcome is uncertain and interesting, a resolution is made. Acting characters roll a d6 with the appropriate modifiers. Mentor rolls a d6. Whomever rolls higher narrates how the scene is rolled. Tie is a compromise. So I would say the character creation I'm looking for. It's got a complete set of rules in here. And then yeah, very simple, laid out, clean. Whether or not, I don't know, with this sort of, oh, here we are, we've got the character creation on the inside there. So there's everything here. You play someone like, Alice the feisty athlete, or Daniel the funny comic book geek. Basically, so they've got a name and a concept, 4 traits, and create an artifact. And a trait can be a quality, an object, a companion, a training, or a relationship. And the artifact, essentially it's received from the mentor. So presumably the mentor or the referee creates this, and they go and have adventures and balanced. So this is I think this is quite an interesting little micro role-playing game. Without obviously without actually obviously using the actual name of Dungeons and Dragons really goes back and explores that setting in a way that we in almost a sort of like a storytelling manner. You know, and the kids in the cartoon were always searching for a way to get home, weren't always able to, but until the very end. But this sort of like explores, you know, that effort, but also the tension between you know, duty and their or responsibility, between, you know, the desire to get home. So yeah, I think that's an interesting little thing. I look forward to digging into this in due course and giving it a fuller review. As a, you know, I think something the base like this, so obviously upon its source material, is as I say, is interesting, especially if you think about something like there in the past decade or so, there have been so many role-playing games coming out based upon you playing children in perilous situations. So most obviously, Kids on Bikes and Tales from the Loop. But this actually sort of goes back to sort of one of the role-playing sources where you actually saw kids in action. It was in a cartoon, yes, but you know, for some of the audience, for some of the players of Dungeons and Dragons, it was seeing themselves sort of playing. You know, for the older players, it was okay, that was a kids thing, sort of thing. This is reaction. Nevertheless, I mean, this is a great idea, and probably good for sort of like a few games and so on. It's a micro RPG, and that's fine. But yeah, so that's Lost in the Fantasy World by Diogo Nogueira. So, thank you for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you have, if you've enjoyed this, please do click the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, appreciate you taking the time to post those. And if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me with a package and a game or book, which I will pull out, unbox and talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a cat who is not ours, a nice hot cup of tea, then please do hit that subscribe button. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.